Good morning. Welcome. So glad to have you on our weekly date at our weekly live show called Iconic, an iconic life, style, and business. So happy to be here. Hopefully, you have your drink that gets you going through the midway hump to motivate you to pursue your dreams. My name is Afton Porter. I'm a fashion stylist, life coach, host of Style Icon Mindset, and I'm here to help you live your dreams. I want you to look like a style icon, think like a style icon, and live an extraordinary life. Today, we're going to be talking about your goals for 2021 to end the year with. Tell me in the comments where you're watching from, and I want you to stake a claim on a goal that you are going to pursue through the end of the year. Actually, not just pursue it, but achieve it. And we're going to talk about some things that might slow us down and how we can help ourselves go for the dream that we want to live. Every week, I talk about either an iconic life, iconic style, or iconic business. Today, we're going to talk about your iconic life to help you achieve those goals that you have. All right. So, with an iconic life, we want to be living big. We want to have big dreams and have big goals to help us get there. I just got back from Seattle, Washington, where I grew up. I consider myself a Seattleite, even though I've been in the desert for 20 years. Um, but I just got back from visiting family. I had an uncle pass away recently, and I really wanted to be there. He was like one of the two uncles that I saw growing up, and like we have just a close, small family. Well, small compared to some families, big for others. And so I just wanted to be there to honor his life. And it got me thinking about how so many times, how short life is. He was only 75. To me, that seems really young. I'm 46. And if I think I only have, a short time left to be healthy, to be able to go and make the impact that I want to make in the world. And I know that you have those hopes and dreams and desires too. So put in the comments what your goal that you want to achieve by the end of the year. So many times we think of, you know, what we could actually achieve. Every dream that up to this point that you have received, that you've been blessed with, was probably something that you had to pursue, whether it was an education, a career, relationship. um there's just, what, buying your dream car, whatever it is that your goal was that you wanted, you had to go and pursue that. You had to take action, and you believe that it could happen. Sometimes what happens is we have a self-image problem that doesn't line up with some of our goals. We have these goals that we are wishing and thinking, but we never take action on them. And so they never are going to materialize because we never do anything to make it happen. We might wish and hope for it, and it feels like a goal. It feels like something that we're going for, but there's so many things that we aren't doing that we could do, but we don't because we don't really feel like we could do it. It comes up like this. I'd be wasting my time. I don't really think I can do that, or it's too hard, or right now's not the perfect time. Usually our brains will come up with some drama of why we can't do it right now, whether it's because we have kids at home, kids not at home, taking care of parents. There's always something that comes up that makes it feel like a really good excuse. But really, what it comes down to is, Our brain is trying to find a reason why we don't have to go and pursue that. And it could be something, it's usually because we feel like we aren't going to be able to actually achieve it, and we're afraid to fail. We're afraid to look like a failure. We're afraid to um, take time into doing something unless we really believe that we could do it. If I told you that you can go to the bank today and grab $1 million out of my account and it's yours, how many of you guys think that you are going to muster up your energy to go do that? But really, there's, whatever your goal is, if you believe that you were to, go and pursue it and it's yours, how many of you guys wouldn't do it? But there's usually something stopping us because we have a self-image problem. Your self-image is how you look, how you feel about yourself, how you feel about your personality, and what you feel you're capable of doing. So sometimes there's a disconnect with our self-image and our goals. Okay. So that's something to look into. And there's some work that you can do. And that's what I work on with my coaching clients, is working on, let's elevate our self image to align with what our goals are. And then as we take those steps towards the goals, things start happening, things start moving, right? Which leads to number 2 is feeling stuck. 100%. If you are feeling stuck either in your life, in a relationship, in your business, you just feel like you're not moving forward, you're not progressing, it's 100% because you're not taking action on having it work, or not taking the right action. Sometimes that leads to, having a coach. Sometimes that leads to figuring out, okay, what action you should be taking. We don't want to be the fly who's trying to get outside and hitting that window pane over and over and over again. Because no matter how hard that fly tries, he's never going to be able to get out. He will keep trying till his dying day, right? And so we want to make sure that we're taking the right action, inspired action, and not just keep doing the same thing over and over and over again and feel like we're not getting anywhere. Because it's not because you haven't been working hard. You have. You've been trying to get out of whatever situation that you feel stuck in, but it's just not the right action. And there's ways to go. Your door to get outside could just be 5 steps away. But it's just taking that right action, that inspired action, and it might not feel right to you. It might feel all wrong. And that's often what happens when I'm working with my clients. When I ask them to do something, it might go against everything inside of them, because everything that you have up to this point is because of decisions that you've made up to this point of who you are. But to get different results, you're going to have to make different decisions. And that's going to take thinking different and different thought processes. And having someone who is experienced that can show you where to go, that's what you need to do. Okay, so taking inspired action, taking massive action in the right direction, so you're not just spinning your wheels and using your energy to do the same thing over and over and over again. We want these goals to happen, all right? And they can. Your dream is yours. Your dream is yours. You just need to, one, have your self image in alignment with your dream. 2, take the inspired action and guided action to the direction that you need to go, whether it's like, revelation, where what I call inspired action is when you feel deep down, whether, you've received that from God, or you just had an aha where you need to go and take the next step. That's when you move. When you know you need to do something, especially if it feels really scary, that is a great action to take. And don't delay, take action immediately. And hopefully you'll stop hitting that window pane over and over and over again. And number 3, never give up. So many times we have a dream that we want. We have this dream that we want to have in our life. Um, but the desire actually doesn't last long enough for you to actually achieve your dream. Sometimes it might look like it wasn't meant for me. I've tried that already. I'm too old now. There's all kinds of drama that our brains will come up with why you no longer need to pursue this desire, this dream that you have. And what is going to help you get to your dream is to keep that desire. You have to remember why it is that you want that dream so bad, because everyone's going to come to a point where they're hitting that glass pane. And um and if you don't, you probably didn't dream a big enough dream. But we hit that glass pane and we're like, this is too hard. I didn't really want it anyway. Does any of this sound familiar? And um and then we give up. And then our dream doesn't come, right? It doesn't ever materialize because we've given up on that. And so I want you to look at these 3 things. And let's look at the opposite. Okay. So how do we get to achieve our goals for 2021? Okay. Number 1, make sure that you fully believe 100% that you are worthy of your goal. You are able to achieve the goal. You might not know how. You don't know how it's going to happen, but you believe fully in your heart. You're going to step into your inner style icon and start making decisions from her, not from where you are right now. Number 2, you're going to start taking massive action towards your goal. It's not going to happen by wishing and dreaming as much as we want to, and I'm not saying that nothing's going to come to you without taking the inspired action, but everything in your life is you've received, or your dreams in your life have come because you've taken action to it. It may have seemed impossible at the time, and God may have opened up some pathways, and you had been gifted with some unexpected gifts from and unexpected things from other people and that have come into your life. But as you start taking those actions, that is when things start opening up. You can start seeing things come. Okay. So we got to take action. We got to take the right action. Whether if you have to meet with a coach, if you have to meet with someone who has the dream that you want, meet with that person. Okay. Um, or you prayer and meditate and align yourself with your goals that you have so that you can get that inspired action in prayer and meditation, so that you take that inspired action and you're ready to go, so that you can get that momentum. You will not get momentum by wishing and hoping and thinking. Okay. You can create the life of your dreams no matter what else is going on around you. Okay. No matter how other people are acting and behaving, you have the power to do that. And it all starts by how you think. You have to think like a style icon to create that. And never give up. Okay. Keep that desire alive. Remind yourself of why you want that dream. And you really do. Our brains just try to tell us that we don't because it seems too hard. It seems impossible. You're never going to happen. It's never going to happen. And we settle for second best. We settle for something else. that is kind of what we wanted, and we tell ourselves that's okay. Okay. And we are going to hit different milestones along the way on your dream. I'm excited to read your dreams. So if you're watching this on the replay, put those in the comments. I want to see what your dreams are, and 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 help you achieve those in the next few months of the year. All right. That is what I have for you today. Go out and build your iconic life and think like a style icon. See you next week.